Why Nigeria wants to join BRICS. Do African countries intend to suddenly cut ties with the West? A new twist has surfaced, shocking Western countries, as France deals with the fallout of its ouster from many African states. One of Africa's most notable nations, Nigeria, has announced its desire to become a member of the BRICS alliance, which also includes South Africa, India, China, and Russia. Not only does this show that Nigeria wants to put some space between itself and the West, but it also shows that it wants to back the BRICS in their efforts to create a new international order that challenges Western domination. The intention of Nigeria to seek membership in the BRICS was announced by Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Maitama Tuggar during his visit to Moscow from March 5 to 7, 2024. He told Sputnik that once internal preparations are complete, Nigeria will apply to join the BRICS. The goal of redefining Nigeria's economic standing on the international stage is the driving force behind the country's choice. Minister Yusuf Tuggar is determined to join the BRICS group despite domestic democratic concerns and pressure from the West. When it comes to the global economic system, the long-established supremacy of Western powers could be challenged if Nigeria's entry into manufacturing is successful. This shows that Nigeria is trying to spread its diplomatic influence more evenly and diversify its diplomatic partnerships. As part of its strategy to broaden its alliances, Nigeria has established ties with a number of nations, most notably Russia. Ideally, Nigeria is strengthening ties with Russia, especially in a variety of fields. The cooperation's focus on nuclear energy projects is substantial. Minister Tuggar highlighted the continuous collaboration between the Nigerian Atomic Energy Commission and Rosatom, with an emphasis on practical projects and educational programs. Nigeria is looking to deepen its relations with Russia in more than just the energy sector. The country also hopes to increase its cooperation in the medical, agricultural, and industrial uses of nuclear technologies. This collaboration goes beyond traditional boundaries to highlight a shared dedication to sustainable development and technical advancement. Working together on nuclear energy projects shows that both parties are committed to long-term progress. By taking part in cooperative efforts, both countries want to broaden their collaboration and highlight the significance of using innovative technology to meet energy demands in a sustainable way. This joint venture exemplifies the value of long-term alliances that support environmental sustainability and technological advancement on a global scale. By aligning itself with Russia, China, and the BRICS group, Nigeria is moving away from Western dominance. Joining in BRICS could provide Nigeria with strategic benefits, according to legal specialist Femi Falana. He emphasizes that Nigeria should use its BRICS membership to boost international trade by pushing for more national currency transactions instead of just using the US dollar. According to Falana, BRICS might give Nigeria a voice in the African Union, which might lead to more liberal trade policies and more regional economic cooperation. This is in line with the larger objectives of fostering economic development and progress throughout Africa. Falana points out that the BRICS countries' focus on trading national currencies is indicative of their larger goal of changing the global economic order by competing with Western financial institutions. The BRICS countries want to exert more influence over global trade processes and rely less on the US dollar, so they are giving their own currencies more weight in transactions. It has the potential to make the country more economically integrated within Africa and give it a leg up in the global trade game of the future. But there are obstacles to such a step. There might be far-reaching consequences for Nigeria if they adopt this strategy. According to Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, one of the country's biggest challenges is negotiating the intricate web of geopolitical interests and outside influences, especially those emanating from Western nations. The fact that Yusuf Tuggar has stated that Nigeria will remain independent shows that the country is hell-bent on protecting its interests and ignoring outside influences. To overcome these obstacles, you need a well-balanced strategy. Many internal players, such as government officials, corporate executives, and civil society organizations, are consulted extensively throughout the decision-making process in Nigeria. Nigeria seeks to develop pragmatic policies that represent its national interests by gathering feedback from many perspectives. Participation of Nigeria in the BRICS group is, in sum, a calculated move by the country to boost its economic position and increase its worldwide influence. The capacity of Nigeria to successfully traverse geopolitical complexity and follow a course that is congruent with its long-term objectives and ambitions is crucial to the success of this attempt. To ensure it prioritizes its strategic objectives, Nigeria is committed to taking thoughtful choices that incorporate multiple opinions and perform rigorous examinations of potential collaborations. Further evidence of Nigeria's determination to attain economic independence is the country's exploration of different economic pathways, such as possible alternatives to the SWIFT payment system and potential partnerships with countries like Russia. With its large population and plenty of natural resources, Nigeria might be a demographic and economic powerhouse that amplifies the BRICS' economic influence. Nigeria has the potential to have a significant impact by working with other BRICS countries to promote a global economic framework that is more diverse and equitable, countering the prevailing Western-focused perspectives that have persisted for decades. A revolutionary change in the global economic power dynamics is signaled by this possible alliance. In line with the group's goals of expanding its membership base, Nigeria takes the stage in BRICS' expansion blueprint. Nigeria will play a crucial role in the upcoming expansion efforts of BRICS as it expresses interest in joining and prepares for its 2024 annual summit. With almost 25 countries expressing interest in joining BRICS, the alliance is becoming increasingly important on a global scale, and the addition of Nigeria will only accelerate this growth. The strategic importance of Nigeria and its potential impact on the alliance's joint economic aims are highlighted by its possible membership in BRICS. With Nigeria's participation, the BRICS alliance has the potential to undergo a radical transformation, bringing in new members from all walks of life and helping to create a more varied and inclusive global economic landscape. There is an opportunity for African countries to separate themselves from the Western influence that has shaped the course of the continent for a long time by linking up with BRICS. By adopting BRICS, African nations can liberate themselves from the historical reliance on foreign political ideologies and the cultural practices that colonialism imposed, thus allowing for the rise of indigenous social and economic systems. BRICS are more than just a building material. They represent a step towards a stronger, more self-sufficient Africa. African states are particularly susceptible to outside pressures because of how they have been marginalized by the existing global economic order. South Africa, Russia, India, China, and Brazil form the BRICS alliance, which might give African nations more leverage in negotiations and lessen their dependence on Western powers. Beyond the obvious financial benefits, there are other reasons why BRICS membership is important. It is a major milestone on the road to a future when African countries take the lead in deciding their own fate. The continent may be able to overcome the effects of colonialism and current problems by working together within the BRICS framework to promote independence and solidarity. By working together, African nations are able to break free of their historical restraints and express their independence on the international scene. Colonialism has had far-reaching effects on African societies, influencing politics, economics, and culture. The continent of Africa has stayed connected with many Western countries, but they have failed to provide significant benefits, which has caused them to drift away. Western countries have a long history of ignoring Africa's development needs, despite their historical connections to the continent. African nations are still dealing with the effects of colonialism, which manifest as economic exploitation, cultural imposition, and political involvement in these ties. In their pursuit of more equitable and more advantageous alliances, African governments are actively seeking new ties, especially with BRICS. Many African countries have sought alternatives to the historically self-interested Western model, placing a priority on shared wealth. A platform that is better equipped to addressing Africa's unique requirements and promoting true cooperation is BRICS, which consists of South Africa, Brazil, Russia, India, and China. The allure of BRICS is based on the expectation of financial gains that have previously evaded African countries in their partnerships with Western powers. Trade, investment, and technology cooperation among the many BRIC economies could help Africa's economy grow by increasing the continent's exposure to the rest of the world. A lot of African countries are trying to cut links with the West and get out of their economic ruts. How significant do you think it will be for Nigeria if the country decides to join BRICS? In your opinion, what advantages does Nigeria stand to acquire? Feel free to leave a comment with what you think. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you would like it and subscribe to my channel so that you may be notified when the next video is posted.